Hey, warrior. Yes, I'm talking to you. Let me ask you something honestly. How do you start your day? Do you wake up and immediately reach for your phone, letting your thumb scroll before your mind has even cleared? If that sounds familiar, listen closely, because you are giving away your power before the day has even begun. Most people don't truly wake up in the morning. They are pulled awake. Notifications, messages, social media, news, and noise rush in instantly, hijacking their attention. From the very first moment of consciousness, their emotions are triggered. Their thoughts are scattered, and their inner world is no longer their own. Without realizing it, they surrender control emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually, all before their feet touch the ground. Now compare that to a rare group of people, the 1%. They don't begin their mornings reacting to the world. They begin with intention. No scrolling, no rushing, no chaos. They wake up into silence, presence, and awareness. They don't rise into disorder. They rise into command. They own the morning, and because they own the morning, they own the day. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Yet so few people live this way, not because they can't, but because they've forgotten something essential. The morning is your kingdom. It is sacred territory. It is the space where you either rule or surrender. Those who surrender it to noise, emotion, and distraction spend the rest of the day chasing life, reacting instead of leading. But those who command their morning lead their emotions, their choices, and eventually their entire life. This is your call to become part of that 1%. Not because you are better than others, but because you are no longer willing to live beneath your potential. The ancient Stoics didn't drift through their days. They prepared for them. They didn't wait for motivation to appear. They created movement. They didn't ask, "What will today give me?" They asked, "What will I give to today?" In this video, you are learning 7 Stoic morning principles that very few people apply. Yet those who do gain a deep and unshakable sense of control over their lives. These are not trendy morning routines or empty productivity hacks. They are mental, emotional, and spiritual principles rooted in Stoicism to make your mornings sacred, your actions intentional, and your life unstoppable. Each idea builds on the next, and by the end, you will understand why your morning is not just a time of day, but the foundation of your freedom. Most people wake up waiting to feel motivated before they act. They tell themselves that if they feel like it, they'll get up early, train their body, focus their mind, or plan their day. The Stoic does not wait. The Stoic moves, regardless of how they feel. Marcus Aurelius wrote that when you struggle to get out of bed at dawn, you should remind yourself that you are rising to do the work of a human being. This simple idea carries a deep truth. The purpose of life is not comfort, but engagement. The first secret of the disciplined few is that they wake up by discipline, not by mood. They do not negotiate with the alarm clock. They do not argue with themselves. They rise calmly, quietly, without drama. And this matters because the very first decision you make in the morning is a vote for the person you are becoming. When you hit snooze, you reinforce weakness. When you rise on time, you reinforce strength. You are not just waking up, you are shaping your identity. Stoicism is not about feeling disciplined. It is about acting with discipline, especially when you don't feel like it. Over time, this practice changes you. Your mind grows stronger than your emotions. Your body learns to obey your will. Your energy aligns with your standards. Even on tired days, anxious days, or unmotivated days, you rise because you said you would. And when you keep promises to yourself, you build trust. Once you trust yourself, your power multiplies. This is why your wake-up time matters. Set it once and protect it fiercely. Remove the snooze button entirely. When you wake up, stand immediately and signal to your body that movement comes first. Say something simple but powerful out loud. Let's go, or the day is mine. If you can defeat the soft voice in your head early in the morning, you can defeat it anywhere. You step into the world having already won your first battle, while most people haven't even opened their eyes yet. Then comes silence. When you wake up, who is in control, you or your phone? Most people reach for their screen before they even sit up, letting the world invade their mind instantly. They begin the day reacting, comparing, consuming, and absorbing chaos. And once that happens, the tone of the day is set. But those who move differently do the opposite. They protect the first moments of the morning with silence. No music, no messages, no stimulation, just stillness. Epictetus taught that improvement requires indifference to external noise, even if silence feels uncomfortable at first. That discomfort is where your strength is built. The mind in the morning is open and impressionable. Whatever you feed it first determines the quality of your thoughts for the rest of the day. Noise creates chaos. Silence creates clarity. The most grounded people sit quietly, breathe deeply, and observe their thoughts without chasing them. They ask themselves simple but powerful questions. What energy will I carry today? How would the best version of me act this morning? This is inner freedom, the Stoic idea that no matter what happens externally, you always control your response. When you practice silence daily, you become less reactive and more steady. And when chaos inevitably arrives later in the day, it doesn't shake you because your morning wasn't stolen. You owned it. Silence is not emptiness. It is space for clarity, control, and strength. True clarity never comes from noise. It always comes from within. Life, of course, rarely goes exactly as planned. Even with preparation, something will challenge you. Traffic will slow you down. Someone will say something careless. Plans will fall apart. Most people are emotionally ambushed by these moments. The Stoic is not. Not because they are pessimistic, but because they are prepared. The Stoics practiced something called premeditatio malorum, mentally rehearsing possible difficulties ahead of time. Seneca explained that anticipated difficulties lose their power. When you expect challenges, they no longer shock you. The calmest people preview their day in advance. They imagine what might test their patience or discipline and decide beforehand how they will respond. This is emotional training. When you face the day before it starts, you stop reacting and start responding. You walk into challenges centered. Criticism doesn't collapse you. Delays don't steal your peace. Not because you are perfect, but because you were prepared. Stoicism is not about controlling life. It is about controlling yourself within life. And this inner stability gives you an edge that feels almost unfair. You remain calm where others unravel. You stay grounded where others panic. You move forward while others freeze. That is the quiet power of the Stoic morning. And finally, every strong person anchors themselves each morning to a core truth, a principle, a reminder of who they are and how they choose to live. Most people wake up and forget themselves. The Stoic wakes up and remembers. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations not for the world, but for himself, to realign his mind daily with strength, humility, and discipline. Your morning reminder serves the same purpose. It grounds you before the world tries to pull you apart. Because when you remember who you are at dawn, the day cannot redefine you. You have power over your mind, not over external events. Realize this, and you will find true strength. This is your morning anchor, a truth you repeat to yourself every day before the world tries to distract or control you. Why does this matter? Every morning, your identity is fragile. Before emails, opinions, and outside pressures begin to bombard you, you must remind yourself who you are, or the world will decide for you. Those who move through life with clarity and control use this principle consciously. They create or choose a Stoic mantra and repeat it each morning. It's not simply motivational. It is foundational. It reconnects you to yourself. Some powerful examples might be, I do not control what happens, only how I respond, or this day is a gift. I will not waste it in distraction, or what matters most today is how I carry myself. I am not here to please. I am here to live in truth. You do not need 100 affirmations. You need one truth, one guiding principle that you live by. Repeat it aloud, write it down, and make it your compass. Often, when you wake up anxious, scattered, or uncertain, it's because your mind has not been told where to go. It's wandering. But when you start the day with clarity, that clarity becomes momentum. You walk into every task with purpose. You respond to challenges with alignment. You remain calm under pressure because your mind is anchored. Try this tomorrow morning. After waking, sit still and repeat your chosen Stoic truth 5 to 10 times. Say it with strength. Let it echo inside you. Do not just say it, become it. Over time, this practice becomes mental armor. On days when life shakes you, that single reminder will bring you back to strength. If you do not remind yourself who you are each day, the world will confuse you. Do not allow that to happen. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I anchor my mind in truth. Number 5. Master your mind before the world enters. Your mind is most impressionable in the first hour after waking. Ask yourself, who gets access first? For most people, it's strangers on the internet, news they cannot control, or conversations that leave them feeling small. But as Seneca observed, A person is only as unhappy as they have convinced themselves to be. The wise do not let the world shape their mind first. They shape it themselves. This is why Stoic reflection or journaling is one of the most powerful tools in the 1% morning routine. Here's how it works. Right after your silence and morning anchor, spend 5 to 10 minutes writing your thoughts not for anyone else, but for you. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What must I let go of? What can I be grateful for? Which virtue will I practice today? Patience, courage, discipline. You do not need to write a book, just a few lines of honest truth. This builds a private space of self-awareness, a place where your thoughts meet honesty. It reminds you that you have power over your mind, that you need not carry yesterday into today, and that you are free to bring your own energy rather than matching the world's. After a few days of this practice, you will notice your mind sharpening. You will catch your own triggers. You will react less emotionally. Anxiety will no longer control your responses. You will choose your thoughts deliberately and swiftly. This is how Stoics build mental muscle, not by ignoring emotions, but by examining, understanding, and replacing them with wiser thoughts. This is why the 1% do not simply wake up early, they use the morning to master their inner world. If you do not command your mind, the world will command it for you. Remember, you were not born to be a slave to moods, triggers, or impulses. You were born to lead your mind like a king leads his kingdom with clarity, patience, and discipline. Use the first moments of the day to claim your crown. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I lead my mind before the world can. Number 6. Move the body to activate the mind. The Stoics understood that body and mind are inseparable partners. If the body is lazy, the mind will follow. If the body is alert and strong, the mind rises with it. Mentally sharp people never start their day without moving, not for vanity, but as a first act of self. Marcus Aurelius would ask himself, is this what you were made for? To huddle under blankets and stay warm. It was not self-judgment, but a call to action. The body was made to move, to rise, and to work in power, not in comfort. You do not need a 2-hour workout to become elite. You need momentum. You need motion. You need to signal to your brain, we are not here to remain comfortable. We are here to lead. Movement shifts your state instantly. Blood flows, the heart beats stronger, energy rises, self-image sharpens, and the weak voice that wanted to remain in bed begins to fade. Physical exertion was training for the will, as Epictetus taught. Discipline over the body strengthens discipline over the soul. Your first push-ups, stretches, walks, or even cold showers are not about fitness, they are acts of command. You demonstrate to yourself, I do hard things, even when I do not feel like it. That is leadership. That is self-mastery. Most people train comfort. They train softness, and then they wonder why their lives feel weak. Your challenge is simple. Each morning, move your body for 10 minutes. Stretch, do push-ups, jump, walk in silence, or take a cold shower. It does not need to be intense, just deliberate. Your body is the vehicle of your discipline. When trained each morning, it ensures that you walk into the world feeling untouchable. having already conquered something before breakfast. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I move with discipline. I conquer my day. Number 7. Rehearse the person you want to be. The 1% of emotionally strong people do not simply act, they become intentional. Each morning, before stepping into the world, they mentally rehearse who they want to be. This is not acting falsely. It is becoming deliberate. The Stoics called it living according to nature, living in alignment with values, reason, and your highest self. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Wasting time is not simply scrolling or distractions, is living without intention, reacting instead of reflecting, being pulled rather than leading. The wise ask each morning, how would the best version of me act today? If someone recorded me all day, would I be proud? Where do I need to grow stronger? How can I face the challenges ahead? This is mental rehearsal. You visualize calm energy at work or school, staying composed in conflict, choosing patience over anger, speaking with clarity and confidence. The brain learns from repetition. When life tests you, you are prepared, you have practiced your lines. Most people absorb whatever energy is around them. The Stoic creates it. They enter chaos and remain calm, meet aggression with strength, and fear with action. They do not fake it, they train it daily. Over time, identity becomes carved into stone. You become the person who shows up strong, who does not panic, who speaks truth, who moves with purpose. Good mornings build a great life. People give away the morning as though it is nothing. The wise know it is everything. How you wake up shapes mindset, mood, momentum, and meaning. If you do not own your morning, someone else will. If you do not command your thoughts early, chaos will. If you do not discipline yourself before the sun rises, life will do it for you, and it will not be kind. The Stoics were not just philosophers, they were warriors of the mind. They did not waste time. They did not waste mornings. They lived intentionally, repeating what mattered, reminding themselves daily of who they were and how to carry themselves, no matter what life brought. Let's recap the 7 morning secrets of the 1%. 1. Wake up with discipline, not motivation. 2. Win the first hour in silence. 3. Face the day before it starts. 4. Anchor yourself with a Stoic morning reminder. 5. Master your mind before the world enters. 6. Move the body to activate the mind. 7. Rehearse the person you want to be. These are not tricks, they are tools of transformation. You do not need to do everything at once, but you must start. Even one change to your morning can shift the trajectory of your life. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be awake, truly awake to your values, your actions, and your mission. Let today be the last day you wake up like the rest. Let today be the first day you wake up like the 1%. Like this video, comment your favorite truth, share it with someone who needs this, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Drop this final affirmation in the comments. I wake up like the 1%. I lead my life with Stoic power.